Hey y'all, welcome to Storytime. Celebrities that I've met and which ones saw my booty. So literally the first time I went out in New York after I moved there, I met Salida Ebang. She was so freaking pretty. I walk up to her and she's like eating and I'm just like, and I hold out my hand and shake her hand and she's like eating and she looks at me like, bitch. And I was just like, so she wiped off her hands and she shook my hand and I was like, what's one piece of advice you could give me? And she gave me some advice and she told me that I was beautiful and it like made my whole life. And just to continue going down the list of supermodels, I was in the Bronx at this like art show that Swiss Beats threw and I like see Chanel Iman just like strutting past me and things. So I'm like, oh my God. So I like run up to her and I'm like, Chanel, can I get a picture please? And then she just like holds out her hand for my phone. So I give her my phone. She swipes up the camera and it says storage full. And I was just like, oh my God. And I was like, thank you anyways. It was so awkward and embarrassing. And I also remember seeing Chanel Iman at this Hennessy party. She was like all the way across the room. But one thing that stood out to me was that she was taking pictures and she was literally doing what all girls do. You would think that like she's a supermodel and like she just takes one perfect picture and like bam. But she like kept looking at it and was like, no, this isn't good. And like kept going back and taking new pictures. And I was like, wow, just because you're like a supermodel doesn't mean you're picture perfect. It still takes work just like everybody else. But this same night that I met Chanel, I met Jessica White. I wasn't particularly like a huge fan, but after I met her, like I love her. I will forever be a supporter of Jessica White. She had the best energy and she was so freaking sweet. I went up to her and I asked her for a picture and she was like, of course. And then she gave me a cute little pose and I was like, thank you so much. And she was like, you enjoy yourself, beautiful. And I was like, oh my God, she's so nice and so sweet. I met so many people working at Bloomingdale's in New York. One person that I met was Mike Coulter. He plays Luke Cage in Netflix. And one thing I noticed was that in the show he always has these like frumpy country jeans and like t-shirt. This man walked in the store looking like super fly. Like he had on his all black long leather coat with like this nice black top hat. He looked so smooth. Oh, I walk up to him and I'm like, I didn't mean to sound like a groupie, but I sounded like a groupie. It's like, oh my God, me and my mother love your show. And he was like, oh, thank you. So then this man holds out his hand and asks me my name. And I was like, oh my God. So I gave him my name. He was like, thank you so much. And you have a good day. And I was like, wow, he was so sweet and fine. Mac Wilder I met when I was working this party. And he's just like walking across the room, I think trying to find his table or something. And I'm just like standing there and he looks at me and he smiles and he gives me one of those. And I was like, oh my God, my fiance hates this story. I was super pumped. I don't care if I sound thirsty. I love him and he's adorable. I actually had the pleasure and honor to work with Charlie Heaton from Stranger Things, which I was super fucking pumped about because I love that show. We worked with GQ and Gucci for like a video shoot. The first scene, it was like me and 5 other people. We were butt naked, like on the ground in the fetal position while like Charlie Heaton was like walking around us. So he got a nice good view of everyone's butts. And then the next scene was really cool because it was this big huge closet and we were all styled in the most amazing Gucci pieces, and all of the women were transgender women, and me and one other cisgender woman was picked to be in this group. So that I also felt like really honored about. We were all just like walking around in the closet and like dancing, and it was like one of the coolest experiences of my life. And I'm gonna include the link for the full fashion video below. You can only see me for like 1.5 seconds, which is good though because some people didn't even get that in the video. I was so pumped. And another celebrity who saw my butt was Davies. This was kind of one of those jobs that you do as a model and you're kind of like, maybe I shouldn't have did that. He's like a brand ambassador for this fashion line. This artist like drew something on my butt, and yeah, I was like standing next to Davies with my thong and like a room full of people behind me. It was weird, but it was an experience. During like the second season of Power, I met Raina, Ghost's daughter who died. She was so sweet and so beautiful and like just such a bubbly little girl. I didn't actually meet anybody, but I was an extra in the third season of Power, and I got to stand there and watch Ghost and Angela do their scenes for like an hour. And I was like in the set that they use as like their bedroom. It was cool as fuck. And I saved the best for last. So I'm in Midtown. I'm there for a fashion shoot and I'm waiting for the elevator, and I look up and Rihanna is standing there in like all white. And I'm just like, what the fuck, is that Rihanna? And then her cocky ass gives me one of these. She like has her glasses, she does like that. And in my head, I'm like, say something. So in my head, I'm saying, hey beautiful. And she was supposed to say, hey beautiful, you're cute, come up to my room with me. But that didn't happen, and I just looked at her. I smiled, but I probably didn't smile because I have resting bitch face and I always think I'm smiling and I'm not. So yeah, those are all the celebrities I met, and now you know which ones saw my booty. Thank you for listening to my slightly embarrassing story time. Please like this video and make sure you subscribe to my channel.